Hello friends, welcome back. In this session, we will get a deeper understanding of malwares and the type of malwares that we are often getting attacked with. We'll go ahead the session and it's a very short, concise session and I'm sure you will like it. The first type of malware is Trojan, which is often called as Trojan horse. It's a very well-known type of malware and it presents itself as a very legitimate software. It tricks or provokes the users to install it and then it goes ahead and it does the task. This is just the beginning of the end the moment you install this Trojan. It can corrupt data, it can steal the sensitive data, it can take up the information, it can even be a spy on user activities. It can go ahead with the data theft. That's the first thing that Trojans do. They can steal the banking information, the passwords, the credit card details, and whatnot. They can even enable the remote access. So they enable the remote access for the attackers who are sitting somewhere, and that way they open the doors for the attackers. And they can also be a spammer. They can spam. Trojans can control the infected entities completely and trigger spam emails through the network from your system. So they can also go ahead and modify the settings in your machine and important configuration files can be altered or even deleted. The only way you can protect yourself from the Trojan is to have extra caution and you should not download any unnecessary software or from the links which you are not very sure of. Also, keeping the devices up to date with proper antivirus will help you to avoid attacks from Trojans. The next one is Careware. This is a very common type of malware again. You must have seen the messages like your computer has been infected with virus, so click here to clean the computer. The moment you click it, that's all, your system is infected by scamware. So the pop-up alerts are warning messages that comes which actually provide you a sense of urgency, like your data is under threat, your system is under threat, kind of messages should be ignored and you should be really conscious and cautious about it. The pressure game is what is played through the scareware and it will pressurize you to act immediately. It can pressurize the user to purchase an antivirus from the link and that could be even fooling you. So once clicked with the link, it can open the doors to the hell and that could be really dangerous for you further. So it's highly deceptive. It will give you sense of urgency. So it will push you to do something immediately and this way actually scareware even make you think that it is a legitimate request or legitimate direction that the scareware is giving you. So stay safe and stay away from these kind of scarewares. The next one is Keylogger. This is a type of malware which can capture users' keystroke without his or her knowledge and that can be shared with the attacker over internet. So the keystrokes normally can even include the passwords or confidential information including the banking information. So the keylogger can be a software or a hardware. So sometimes keyloggers are used for stalking purposes which are very unethical and very dangerous. With the keylogger, somebody can monitor your online activities completely and you have to be careful. Next one in the list is a ransomware and it's a type of malware which locks the files and most importantly, it will ask you for bitcoins to unlock the files. It will encrypt the files and it will ask you for bitcoins to decrypt the files. The process is very interesting for you to know. We have to be cautious about ransomware. I'll explain you the flow. First, it begins with the infection. A ransomware infects a computer through a very simple phishing mail or attachments that comes via the email. So once the malware gets activated, it will start encrypting all the files in your machine and generally these encryption algorithms are really very strong and they may not be easily broken. So the decryption keys are becoming inevitable and that will be provided only by the attacker. So the infection may not stop locally in the machine as well and if you are connected to a network, it can also spread very fast inside the network and rest of the files in the network can as well be encrypted. The scale is bigger and the damage is again much bigger. So now comes the important stage where a ransom note shall be displayed on the victim's screen. The note will contain information about the files being encrypted and how to pay the ransom. The ransom mostly will be the Bitcoin and the ransom note carries the information on how to reach the attackers and how to settle this amount. Most importantly, once it is all done, you will get the decryption key. But the very important thing here to note is the ransom note will also give you a deadline. If you are not properly obeying or if you are not properly giving the bitcoins as ransom before the deadline, your files will be permanently locked. It means they may not give you decryption key at all or they can increase the cost for the ransom. So that way it's going to be a pain point. Assuming that you are prepared to pay the ransom and you have paid it, they will provide you a key which is a decryption key. Is it end of the road there and the problems are solved? No. At times, the key that they have provided you may not work at all. So you may have to go through again the round of discussions and you may have to pay more ransom also. So the best thing is to avoid all these things, all these issues by being very conscious and do not download any unnecessary software. Do not install anything unnecessary from the links that are not legitimate. So stay away from all those. You will not be victimized. So all these are the most important types of malwares that you should be aware of. Stay alert and stay safe. I hope you liked the session. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type in the chat. If you like the channel, kindly subscribe.